I'm wondering, should I take a chance on this? Let's find out. What do you think? Welcome to Tuesday, taking chances. Other things that you can't take chances on. Well, this week has been about taking chances. Because my rooster has to check everything out. Taking chances. Letting my chickens out longer. Chances. Using a broken tripod. Taking chances. Leaving my garden grow. Maybe it's the heat wave. It's causing the problems. A little foggy on what to do. Let's see what happens when you take chances. I took a chance on the sunflower seedlings from the birds, and I did get a few that bloomed out of it so far, but they weren't as successful as I thought they would be, considering the number that I planted. But they were free, and the bees are enjoying them now. I took a chance on getting a part for my vehicle, and it fit. What I needed to replace is the 4-wheel drive button, the actuator. I had it start wearing out last winter, that only the front wheels were spinning. If I got stuck, I didn't have any traction. So down in here, there's a little button that you use to flip the 4-wheel drive on and off. Now I might have got some liquid in there at one point, but what I have to do is take this whole console out. There's about 12 screws. You got to take them out of here and on the sides, underneath, on the sides there, and also there are 2 in this actuator itself underneath with the wiring. Put it back in, push it all together, 4-wheel drive light comes on. So, tried a few spins, it seems to work, but wintertime is going to be the telltale. We had some turnip seedlings that were overcrowded in the yard, so I took a chance, thinned out the seedlings, took them out of their roots, and replanted them here where I had dug up some potatoes, and looks like I'm going to have some success. So I'm glad I took that chance. They wilted for a bit, but they came back before the heat, so I'm happy about that. Of course, some vegetables don't like the heat waves, like broccoli and cabbage, and unfortunately mine were late, so it's causing some of them to bolt. Usually we have frost by now, so I would be getting to harvesting on my garden, but it's just not happening. We're in heat waves from right into the middle to end of September. So do I let them keep growing? Harvest? It's a tough decision. I'm taking chances because it only takes one frost to ruin plants. But I think the carrots can handle it. The cabbage can handle some cold. So can the broccoli. But broccoli is starting to bolt, so I'm going to have to pick some of that. But I did take some other chances that worked out. I'll show you behind me. I had a lot of tomato plants also come from seeds. some seeds from the chickens that started out slow, and now because of the heat and good weather have turned out into huge plants. This one has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flowers, and I see one of them is already converted to a tomato. It's going to need lots of water because it's outside, but it was free, and I had a few more of those this year. I picked some carrots now and then for meals, trying to let them grow. Some of them I had packed too tight. So let's see if any of them is growing to any amount. It's not bad. For the variety, they don't get a lot bigger, but we'll keep growing them and see how much bigger they get. There's nothing better than a fresh carrot from the garden. Clean that up and I'll be mentioned. I had a lot of success with the romaine lettuce, and I got to pick it again. Looks good. One thing I tried different was treating it like muslin mix by cutting it off at the bottom, but not the roots, so it regrows. The only problem with it is, as you know, it'll make the lettuce a little more bitter, but it'll still be useful for other things if I don't use it all. But here's what's happening, as I said, with some of my plants, and I'll just use them for seeds. The heat turned this broccoli into seed, so I'm going to let it go. The flowers are there. I just can't handle the heat or it bolts, but it'll still be successful as seeds for next year. And again, replanted a lot of turnip seedlings and they are growing. The greenhouse, I'm not so worried about. I'm just keeping the door open and ventilating some air because of the heat flow. I think I'm going to pick this guy so the rest of them can grow. You don't want to leave stuff on your plants too long because it will change the flavor. There's a lot more in there, just not quite as big as that. There's a shorter variety as well. It's really warm. Good snacks. Even cucumber sandwiches are good in this heat. I just got a new mayo. And the tomatoes, they just keep on growing crazy. I picked a bunch yesterday. Look at all those flowers. Look at all the flowers. Look at all the tomatoes there. And down there. And look at it growing and growing and growing and growing. See what happens. But it's full. They just keep coming and coming and coming. Look, every stalk. Everyone. It's because of the heat. I mean, I know I'm taking care of them the best I can, but the weather helps. Something else I took a chance on. Speaking of taking chances, how many times can you say that? Here it is. I took some seeds from my kitchen peppers and I grew that green pepper plant. Finally, it has a pepper growing on it. The other strange thing about peppers is this. event. These peppers totally died. Totally. Except for the root and a couple bottom leaves that were yellow. So I didn't pull them out. They had produced a few peppers, not a lot. So I turned them up and kept watering them. This one, so far, don't see, yeah, I do, 3 buds. This one really came back. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 peppers up there, another flower there, a whole bunch here. And that was totally dead. Well, I can't say totally dead. It obviously had life in the root to keep the water going. But you can see where they're broke off. They came back to life. And now they're going to produce peppers again. So that's pretty amazing. Got some parsnip in here growing. Because they take, 150 days sometimes. They're coming. The next fate is the plant is the zucchini. It's been just causing problems and not getting pollinated sometimes. This is still good here, but it's not on the end. It's not growing. This one here has been here a while and not getting any bigger, so it'll come off. And we'll see if that helps those other blossoms. They've had the watering, they've had the nutrients, they've been dealt with on the branches and leaves, but at some point, maybe it was the slugs, they just kind of took a downturn. I replaced my chain. I got the rakers down and the teeth are really bad. And I've had it for, I don't know, I got a couple years out of it, I think. But I'm not going to take any more chances, so I'm going to replace it. Bought a new chain. Let's keep this for backup when I want to cut off old stumps or something. I think you can definitely see just by that the difference in the rakers, in the teeth, and it's sharp. So it'll be a good change. Duct tape tripod, broken legs, broken arms, broken braces. Yeah, I've got my use out of it over the last couple of years. I've ordered a new one. No longer taking chances. There's some things you can't take chances on. Things that involve a lot of risk, like going on an expedition unprepared, unplanned, just taking chances that it'll turn out all right. I don't recommend that. But there are other things that are experiments you can take chances on that just see how they turn out and try something new. Always trust your instincts. If it's uncomfortable, then don't do it. That's my story on taking chances in the heat wave. What have you done that you took a chance on and turned out okay or didn't? Let me know in the comments. That's it for Tweet Tuesday. See you tomorrow on Wildlife Wednesday. For joining me. Time to get in the shade and get as cool as a cucumber.